up, buddy Nerdigans? This is the one and only Packer Girl 89 of Nerdigans Inc. and anime and manga contributor to Bounding into Comics. And ooh, the Transing saga of Bridget just keeps getting even more fucked up. But before I get into this, let me just remind you to hit that like, share, and subscribe buttons. And because, of course, this channel, let alone this video, are not sponsored, if you love what we're doing and want to help keep this operation alive and kicking so we can keep bringing you more anime and manga content, whether it be live reactions or news and analysis like this video, feel free to hit up our Cash App and PayPal. Links are in the description box below, as well as the links to the content I'm going to be covering up in here. So this is really pissed me off, what I've been seeing, because first of all, this is a tale of two transings that we have here, or at least that we have been covering, because the first incident with Hira and I think I turned my childhood friend into a girl, it was really fucked up what the localizers did. It's fucked up that they bragged about doing it, but we covered it, we sent it to the mangaka and the publisher, and it got overturned, and everyone's happy. This is just the most bizarre thing to me, especially in terms of video games. Nintendo addressed the Shiver thing right away. It was taken care of immediately. I was just like, thank God. We don't need this shit no more. Now with Bridget, in terms of Arc Systems debunking this, or like covering this whole thing up, I'm waiting on a couple of more things before I can do that, because right now it's just very much speculative. So I want to wait until I get more info before I can really go in on them for that. But we're going to go in on what happened on Pixiv, because that is a fan site, and I really can't stand what happened with this, because these mofos in the English branch of Pixiv basically misgendered and culturally colonized Japanese fan art, and that really pisses me off. And I do also want to address something else that I've seen that really frustrates me. Oh, it really goddamn does, because it hits home for me to boot. God, it's been really hitting me. Okay, so let's get into the actual content itself. So this was to, celebrate Bridget's return into Guilty Gear. And the Japanese article for this is definitely very different than the English article. So for the Japanese article, I'm going to read this one first. Or I'm going to read the title I'll read this one through first, and then we'll get into the English one. So the Japanese title for this is translated is long-awaited participation Bridget fan art feature, for Guilty Gear. And then it goes into saying, one of the most popular characters in the series, Bridget, is participating in the fighting game Guilty Gear Strive by Arc System Works and is attracting a lot of attention. When the war was announced, it became the #1 trend on Twitter, and the number of game players increased rapidly, showing its his deep-rooted popularity. Yeah, showing his deep-rooted popularity. Along with the appearance, the costumes are also renewed. Oops, I'm sorry. I read this wrong. I'm sorry. Let me read this again. And the number, when the participation was announced, it became the #1 trend on Twitter, and the number of game players increased rapidly, showing its deep-rooted popularity. Along with the appearance, the costumes are also renewed. The appearance of wearing a big-size hoodie with a hood while retaining the remnants of the previous outfit, such as the characteristic handcuffs, has been well received as cute. Make full use of yo-yo and pin down the enemy with tricky movements. This time we featured Bridget's fan art. Please take a look. Now, let's take a look at the English one. So the English title, fan art of Bridget from Guilty Gear, striving to be her true self. Really? Really doing this? And you know what gets better? Ooh, the tags are still the same as the Japanese ones. So Otokonoko is there. But he's a guy is there. Yeah. So you are looking pretty homophobic right now. Yes, you are, whoever localizer. But let's read this. Let's see what goes on here. Thank God you're here, Therapy Kitty. I need you. Because this is gonna probably piss me off. Fans of the Guilty Gear series most likely already know and love Bridget, a bounty hunter introduced in Guilty Gear X2. Here we go with the misgendering. Her introduction as a playable character in Guilty Gear Strive, however, has brought the gun-toting cutie a whole new wave of fans. In her backstory, we discover that Bridget was born male as one of twin brothers, which, according to their village superstition, was a terrible omen. In order to keep the peace, Bridget's parents raised her as a girl. This shocks some fans because when Bridget was first introduced, she was presented as a cisgender identifying boy with a femme physique and was sporting a stylized nun's habit. Why won't you just say Otokonoko? This is a Japanese site. This is a Japanese-owned site. Just call it an Otokonoko. Just call Bridget an Otokonoko. For fuck's sake. We all know what an Otokonoko is. Jesus fucking Christ. While the community has been speculating for years over how Bridget would eventually identify, no one has been speculating that over for years. No one has. We all know that Bridget isn't a Otokonoko. We know this. We know that. Maybe you have, but the community hasn't. What the fuck is wrong with you people? Let's see. While the community has been speculating for years over how Bridget would eventually identify herself, they recently got their long-awaited answer in Guilty Gear Strive. During a conversation with Kisuke and Gold Lewis Dixon, Bridget makes up her mind and decides to stop running from who she is and vows to live her own truth, expressing the wish to be referred to using female pronouns. That's bullshit because the hashtags in the fan art say otherwise. They say Bridget isn't a Otokonoko, and they say, but he's a guy. They do not say shit about female pronouns. So what the fuck is wrong with you? You are culturally appropriating, you are culturally colonizing, you are misgendering, and you're being extremely homophobic. What the fuck is wrong with you? With a growing need for visibility in media of those in the transgender community, fandom has welcomed this announcement and has lauded the game and the character since the news dropped. Oh God, I'll have to bring up the goddamn shit. Today we celebrate Bridget and feature both her previous designs as well as her revamped skin and Strive with a collection of fabulous fan art found on Pixiv. Okay, we're gonna address this shit. You know why these fuckers are doing this? You know why they're doing this? Because I heard about this a while ago, but then the leading game designer of Blizzard posted this meme in regards to the umbrella gender theory. And as soon as I saw that, I was like, yeah, it makes sense why they're fucking doing this. They're misgendering basically everybody. But yes, in my previous Bridget video, I mentioned egg culture, which comes into play in regards to the umbrella theory. Basically, what the umbrella theory is that if you are not conforming to gender norms, cisgender norms, then you are basically trans. So even if you are genderqueer, which consists of like they call it demi-boy and demi-girl, which when I hear that I just think of demi-gods. But let's be real. What that basically is a femboy or a tomboy. So I wish they would stop with these fucking terms. Just call it a tomboy and a femboy. Fuck's sakes. So you got that. That is considered genderqueer by these people, okay? I'm just going along with this. So you have those. You have that. You have oh, what's the other one that was in there? Oh, they didn't. For some reason they didn't put genderfuck up in there. I didn't understand that. Genderfuck would be under genderqueer. They put it in non-binary, which is stupid. It's not non-binary. That is just not. Genderfuck is part of genderqueer by this logic, okay? Then you have gender fluid, which is obviously part of genderqueer too. And then you have non-binary, which is obviously has the agender. It's called, for neutral gender, it's called like neurotois. Yeah. And even if you're that, you are considered trans by this theory. So when these people are saying, like, for example, in terms of Otokonoko, even though Otokonoko is a separate thing, and by the way, Two Spirits is too. I have to include Two Spirits in the conversation because there's an attempted colonization of Two Spirits. Native Americans have been through enough shit. But yeah, Two Spirits, they don't like it either. They don't. But anyways, a whole different thing. But Otokonoko and Two Spirits are their own things. They should be their own things. But in terms of Two Spirits gets associated with trans, which is really stupid. It shouldn't be. But Otokonoko, by this definition, technically, by Western definition, and you'll see it a lot in the comment sections, they will say that Otokonoko is more of like a genderqueer or a non-binary thing. By the Western definitions, if we want to go with this logic, I would say it's more of a gender. Again, it's its own thing. But if we're gonna go, I'm telling you what you're gonna be seeing in these comment sections, okay? Just to make it clear, I would say it's definitely more. Tell them it's not fucking non-binary. It's not fucking non-binary. These people are stupid if they say it's not binary. If you're gonna have them, if it's gonna be anything, it'd be genderqueer. There's no way in fuck it's non-binary. Nah, it's not non-binary. These people are stupid if they think it's not binary. Nah, but it's definitely not. Those that are saying it's trans is fucking stupid. It's homophobic as fuck too. I don't understand what's wrong with these people. But I already said the stuff about like the let me get back to this. I just have to point it out because this is stuff that you're gonna be dealing with. But in these photos that are in this this article, there's the tags Otokonoko. There's the tags. Shoot, I had it here. There's the tags. As I said, the tags. He's a guy. It's like, really, you're gonna say this shit when in these Japanese pictures that you have here in this article, it says that he's a guy. He's in Otokonoko. I swear to God, Pixiv, if you do not fire this localizer, I don't understand what is wrong with you. As fucked up if you do not fire them. And I'm glad people are reporting this person, because this is fucked up. This is really, really fucked up. It's not only a butchered translation, it also is a fucked up translate. It's also you're also misgendering the fan artist's work, which is culturally colonizing the fan artist's work, which is really, really fucked up. But the other thing that has been really bugging me, that I really feel like I need to mention, because of what these fuckers are saying, because specifically this, they keep talking about with a growing need for visibility in media for those in the transgender community. Well, first of all, what transgender community are you talking about? Are you talking about like the actual transgender community? Or are you talking about the umbrella theory of what's trans? You gotta be more specific at this point with these people, I swear. But the other thing that's been bugging me, that I've been seeing, is that there's, actual people that suffer with gender dysmorphia that are really pissed off about what's happening with Bridget, because Bridget has helped them, cope with their gender dysmorphia and help them decide if they are going to ultimately transition or not. And by taking away Bridget as an Otokonoko and making them a trans character, or by transing them, that takes away that relatable character to them. And ultimately, for some people, it really fucked up with their dysmorphia. And then I see other people attacking them, saying that they have internalized transphobia and all that, and that they can find another character. It's like, what the fuck is wrong with you people? Some of them, and some of these people are supposedly trans. It's like, dude, you should understand the most what they're going through. You should be supporting a fellow member of the community that has gone through that is going through this experience, but instead you're attacking them all because of a character, because you want representation. The fuck is wrong with you? And look, I don't have gender dysmorphia. I don't. But I can relate in terms of a mental illness. Look, I can kind of relate to this in a different way, because I have bipolar, I have ADHD, I have depression, I have general anxiety disorder. Yeah, it's not fun. But my point is that I can understand where a lot of you, or if you have gender dysmorphia, I can kind of understand where you're coming from, because I'm at war with myself every day. If it weren't for medications, it'd be a lot worse. But goddamn, it is horrible. It is the worst thing in the world to be at war with yourself, to be an eternal war, an invisible war. I've had people tell, and technically, according to the government, I am disabled. By ADA standards, I am disabled. But I've had people tell me that my mental illness isn't real. I've had people tell me that I just need to smoke weed. I've had people tell me that it, it is the worst thing ever. So like when I see like people suffering from gender dysmorphia, and them having to deal with this kind of thing, I can really kind of relate to that, because I have to deal with something similar. And then when they say that you could find a new character, that really makes me mad, because I can relate to it on a different level. Because if it weren't for a character, and I'm gonna get emotional about this because Hamura is that really important to me, from Eden Zero. Because next month, or this upcoming month, is the 3-year anniversary of when my significant other of 12 years passed away. And manga and anime, I swear, this channel has really helped me get through my grieving process. And around the same time that he passed away, Hamura and Eden Zero, I'm spoiling the manga, deal with it, found, she was looking for her mother figure, Valkyrie, and she found her, and she was already dead. Well, at this point she was dead, and I know she's an android, but still. And when she found her, she was crushed, and she couldn't move. She was that crushed. And I could relate to this. And she saw me moping. She just couldn't move because she was so hurt by the grief. And then because she saw that her friends needed her, and she knew she needed to get up and fight. She said, I can stay here moping forever, but I know I want to, and I know I could, but I need to get up and move forward and help my friends. And that, see, and that right there, that from that point forward, that's when I knew I could, I could relate to that. And I knew that, not just that, but like, I knew that there was going to be a light at the end of the tunnel, because there's a character that is going through the same thing as me. So by what they are trying to do to Bridget is like the equivalent of having of Mashima having Cat Leaper done in Eden Zero, and bringing Valkyrie back to life in another universe. That's what that is. That's what doing this to Bridget is to some people. is the equivalent of doing that to me. Or shit, even taking, or no, I'm not gonna spoil that much of Eden Zero. No, that wouldn't be fair. This is because what happens later on in Eden Zero really hit me as well. But this was the moment that really fucking hit me. So I completely understand where a lot of the femboys are coming from, especially those that are dealing with extreme that Bridget helped them with their gender dysmorphia. I could completely understand. So when these mofos are saying that the femboys need to cope because this is because of like this is just a porno thing or whatnot, it's like, really, of all the people to understand what they're going through, it should be you. But it really shows how genuine they are. They're a bunch of hypocrites, and it's really disheartening to see that. It really freaking is. And you can call me transphobic all you want. You can call me that all you want. You look like a bunch of assholes because you're calling a mentally ill person a transphobe. What is wrong with you for doing that? Especially since gender dysmorphia is a mental illness, so you're part of my crew too. So, welcome to the mentally ill club. I am just saying. Seriously, this is ridiculous. This needs to stop. This needs to stop. Stop attacking each other. Stop attacking people that have a character that they relate to over fucking headcanon. Arc Systems needs to come out and just do what Nintendo did and just confirm it. I don't know why they're being a bunch of bitches over this. This is ridiculous. But hopefully Pixiv fixes this botched localization, or fucking A, at least fires them. But what Pixiv did after that, I don't know if this was just pure coincidence. I don't know what is going on in regards to the policy. I have to look further into that. But oh god, it was just very concerning. But I won't cover that today. This was mainly about this. But I'm very curious what you guys thought of the situation, and what you guys think of the discourse that's going on online over this. I think it's really ridiculous. I think it's very disheartening. And I just don't understand why people are thinking this way. Maybe I'm just too old to understand it. Because I think it's mainly Zoomers doing this, and younger millennials doing this. I'm an old ass millennial. I'm part of the older millennials. God damn it, I hate I'm calling myself old. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe to Nerdigans Inc. If you love what I'm doing and want to help keep this channel alive and kicking so I could keep bringing you more more content. A few ways you could do that: donate to our Cash App, PayPal, Patreon, purchase something off our Amazon wishlist. All that's in the description box below. Also, make sure you follow us on Twitter, Twitch, Discord, friend us on PlayStation Network. That's in the description box below as well. Till next time, Nerdigans, I'll be seeing you later. Bye.